Hello, everyone. Greetings. Welcome back. Had to go live tonight. Had to come talk to my folks and friends, my cabinet, because it's a lot of foolishness going on. First, I want to say hello to everyone. It's been a week or two since we last talked. So thank you for joining. We have a lot to discuss. I will also be making a very big announcement on Friday that I'm very excited about, and I can't wait to share with all of you. But we have a lot to talk about. So first, hello to everyone. Hi, Terry in Philly. Markia, how's it going, my love? Jerry is watching. Salita, how's it going, Salita? Holly, how's it going, Holly? And happy holidays to everyone. If you celebrate the holiday, happy holidays to you. Except for New York, because your hotel prices are ridiculous, and I don't understand how you stay in business that way. But that's a whole nother story for a whole other day. Tonight, we're going to be discussing the Chris Cuomo debacle, the Jussie Smollett trial, as well as where Don Lemon falls in that. Also, we're going to do a little bit of discussing the Republican Party and how America is basically falling apart because of it. But to kick things off, we've got to talk about, of course, as all of us know if you've been under a rock, Chris Cuomo got fired, okay? He got fired from CNN. If you had put that on my 2021 bingo card, bitch, I would have never believed you at all whatsoever. But he got fired. He got fired for assisting his brother in consulting him with his sexual assault, issues that he's having and things of that nature. And it went against morality and ethics standards that CNN have in place because he was using connects with the news to help his brother, mount a defense with all of this. Okay. Now, this is such a layered thing. And I can understand several sides of this. Right? So, first, let's take a look at, we got to examine this from multiple sides. Let's take a look at CNN first. Let's take a look at CNN's side. You have your star anchor, highest rated show on CNN, in one of the most competitive news slots in news in the evening at night. So automatically, you don't want to just dumpster fire this personality because this person is bringing a lot of eyes and viewership and sponsorship dollars, advertising dollars to your network, right? So you don't want to just throw them away. But at the same time, and for those of you who have followed me for a while, this is what I always say about when you play the good guy. When you are the good guy, you can't do villain shit. And when I say that, meaning that during the whole Trump debacle, the whole Trump era, and the nightmare that was, CNN was the good guy. MSNBC was the good guy. All of their reports were on morality and, breaking the law and things like that, and all of the crazy, fucked up shit that Trump and his organization and his administration were doing, right? So when you're the good guy and you're calling out Trump, you're calling out the anchors that are supporting him and doing backhanded shit, you gotta keep that same energy when you find out that one of your own is kind of doing the same thing. Okay? So from a CNN perspective, they're thinking about long term. They're thinking about the history of their company. They're thinking about their company moving forward. So while it may pain them to can Chris Cuomo, honestly, based on what was going on as the story got bigger, they really had no choice. But I shouldn't say that. Let me back up a little bit. They did have a choice because Fox News doesn't give a shit what anybody thinks about Tucker Carlson and them fucked up ass people that be on that network. They don't give a shit. Matter of fact, they lean into it. But they also have assumed the role of the villain. So when you're the villain, it's like when your baby father ain't shit. You know your baby father ain't shit. You know you gotta take him downtown for child support. You know he's a deadbeat dad. So you expect deadbeat shit out of him. Matter of fact, you probably stop asking him for shit altogether. And if he do something nice, that's a surprise. So Fox News, they get to be that. They get to do that. But when you're CNN and you're playing the role of the good guy and you got the 700, 800 credit score, bitch, and you pay your bills on time, taking your kids out to vacation in the Hamptons and shit, you can't let it rock. You can't let it rock. So, at this juncture, here's the thing. CNN had a decision to make. Now, they already slightly have a reputation as the Democratic, the left-wing Fox News, if we really want to be honest. They already got that reputation. But they trying to, stay neutral and be that guy, whatever. They're defending democracy. They're defending, journalism. So they had no choice but to fire him. Okay? So that's the way CNN looking at it. Now, the thing that was kind of fucked up, when they suspended Cuomo, they had all his friends and shit that he was kikiing on air with, the bald-headed guy that had just the size, I forget his name, but he got the side head. He kind of cute, but he a little chunky, and he got the ball. They had him on there, he being all professional and shit, talking about they found shit, and he was helping, and all of that shit, right? Only person that ain't mention shit, ain't say nothing is Don. Don saying Don loyal. Don ain't saying shit. Right? Now let's look at it from Chris Cuomo's perspective. Now, part of me, I'm gonna be very honest. Very honest. The Baltimore City in me, the street side of me, I see you, Cuomo, because that's your brother. And family always support family. And I can't be mad at that. Because at the end of the day, that's his family. So to think that he was not going to assist his family in whatever way that he could, you were fucking fooling yourselves. Okay? You were fooling yourself. It was nowhere in the hell. And they Italian too, bitch. La Costa Nostra, whatever the fuck it is. They ain't go. Bitch, you thought he was going to fold on bro? Really? You really thought that wasn't going to happen? And let's be real. If you ever watch Chris Cuomo's show, you already know he about that life. You already know what he give. You already know what he give. He plays no games. Okay? You already know what he give. So you knew he was going to help his brother. Now, here's where a mistake was made. Outside of the obvious mistake of the clause, right? I think in hindsight, what made it hotter was the fact that he has interviewed his brother several times on the network, and you could see the family bond even though Chris Cuomo, I wouldn't even call him a journalist. I would call him like a political pundit who's a lawyer. Okay? I think that was a mistake in that when people see that, they can't separate the two. Which, obviously, the two wasn't getting separated anyway, the relationship between CNN news anchor and being his brother's assistant or help or whatever, right? But when you see them all chummy and things like that on camera and reporting, that kind of makes it a bad look. When you get to a situation like this, it's already damning evidence, or just the look of it looks bad. Let's say the optics look bad, right? But you were kidding yourselves if you thought that he wasn't going to help his brother. Okay? Now, as a result of him getting fired, HarperCollins, who was going to put his book out, they done pulled the book. He stopped doing his XM Sirius radio show that he does every day. He canceled that. That's done for now. That's on hiatus. So all of that is, it's like a devastating, like a stunning fall, right? Now, word on the street is that Chris Cuomo is preparing to sue CNN for the remaining amount of money on his contract. He signed a 4-year contract that was $6 million a year. Crazy, right? $6 million a year. So, of course, this 1 year already down. That's $18 million left on the contract. So he's trying to sue CNN. Word on the street is he's going to sue CNN for that. Sources inside of CNN is saying, hell no, they ain't paying him. They ain't giving him no severance. He'd be lucky if he get a dime out of them. But Chris Cuomo is a lawyer. He's hired lawyers. So he may get the money. He may get something. But journalists are in this uproar. And now journalists care, about everything. And they got all these morals and shit. I think in America we're past morals. If we're being honest. Morals don't mean shit. And the reason why is it goes back to Trump. Donald Trump killed whatever facade of morality that America had left in pop culture. It's gone. Like, nobody is moral in the public sphere. Nobody's moral in the private sphere. If we really want to be honest, we all wear football jerseys, myself included. We are on teams at this point in America. I've said it before, and I think I need to say it again. Okay, we're on teams at this point. Nobody's neutral. Even if you say that you're neutral, behind closed doors, you have some things that you're partial to. Okay, so it's time to move on at this point from that whole facade. America's makeup is running, honey. The beat is off. It's not on. You might as well just go hop in the shower and wash the rest of that shit off because you ugly, sis. You look at the Republican Party right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert saying crazy shit out of their mouth about Ilhan Omar. Crazy shit. And they're getting rewarded for that. Marjorie Taylor Greene raised something like $2.7 million. She's one of the highest GOP fundraisers right now. Okay? So, at this point, they're infighting in the Republican Party and making money doing it. Like, at this point, we might as well just govern ourselves and just hope for the fucking best at this point. That's where we're at, people. That's where we're at. A fraudulent businessman and reality TV show host basically put the nail in the coffin for American politics and American respectability culture. It's gone. That doesn't exist anymore. So that's why, for me, I'm kind of like in a catch-22 as far as with the CNN situation, because it's like, y'all are trying to play this game like y'all going to restore ethics. Ethics is out the window. That's done. Trust takes forever to build. It takes minutes to destroy. Once that trust was the trust that you had from the American public, the trust that Americans had in each other, was destroyed in that administration. It's destroyed. You would never see senators and congressmen on the Senate floor, the House floor, arguing, not wanting to wear masks, calling people terrorists in the elevator. You would never see that. And you know the crazy part about it, and I'm going to be 100% honest, Facebook, don't try it, please. But when you're seeing white women do this, and white men, but the white women are being very nasty in Congress with this. The white lashing of America that Van Jones brought up when Donald Trump was elected, that shit is true. The invasion of the Capitol, all that shit is true. That's the white lashing in America. That's not an exaggeration. That's not being racist. That's just the facts. But when Ilhan Omar does say something, she gets eviscerated for it by both her colleagues and the GOP. These white ladies are saying crazy shit and they're getting rewarded. She didn't even give that lady a public apology. And refused to do it. And her party didn't make her do it. She allegedly made a private phone call or some shit. That's not a public apology. Not when you publicly lambasted that lady. That's not cool. But here we are. Here we are. And if you're watching this, you know, on YouTube or what have you, you may feel some kind of way about what I'm saying. And that's fine. But I operate in fact. Kyle Rittenhouse went from crying on the stand and, oh, he just wants to live his life. He wants to be in private. That's what the lawyer said when he got acquitted and he was outside doing a statement. Fast forward, not even a month later, he's doing radio shows and saying fuck LeBron James. So he wasn't, he liked the attention, honey. He wants to be a star. And in this country, best believe he will become one. Because that's the country that we live in. And I hate to say this, but America is not the number one country in the world. It's not. It's not number one in infrastructure. It's not number one in social climate. It's not number one in education. It's only number one in weapons and war. And capitalism. But it's not number one in anything else to me. That's just facts. I can't even order plus size clothes like that in America. All my shit gets shipped from the UK. Ain't that some shit? I can't even buy clothes my size. Maybe bitch just need to lose weight. I've been working on it. I'm up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm Luther Vandross, a political commentary bitch. But I'm just saying I can't even get nice clothes from here. All my shit is coming from overseas. Okay? That fantasy of, you know, when they go low, we go high, honey, Michelle, that sound nice in theory, but that shit is dead. Okay? That shit is dead. Now, moving on to the next. CNN just all in the shit. Okay? Now, before we get to this, you're like, okay, DDM, why are you talking about Don Lemon? Okay, I'm going to get to that. So the Jussie Smollett trial is coming. It's going on right now. I just want to say, as a member of the LGBTQIA delegation, I'm nominating his ass to be put up for a trade. Put his ass the fuck up. Trade him for somebody else, goddammit. Put his ass up for a trade. Somebody said I could tell you I have not left the country at all. Actually, I have. I've been to about 3 countries, so sorry. My passport has stamps. I've had it since 2012. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I have. So I'm speaking from firsthand experience, and I come from a military family, so I have family members that have lived all over the world, boo. Sorry to burst your bubble, and you feel that way. But anyway, back to Jussie Smollett, because I read these comments now, so if you try it, I will get with your ass live on air and then block you after it's over. But back to Jussie Smollett. Okay, so his trial's going on. As we all know, if you've been under a rock, Jussie Smollett is facing about 6 counts of felony disorderly conduct or some crazy shit, because allegedly they saying he lied about getting smacked or hit at Subway or some shit. And she said, oh, shout out to K Hoops. So K Hoops, before I get into it, because like y'all know I like to be messy. So K Hoops said the Bahamas don't count. Sis, I don't do cruises. I don't like boats. I've actually gotten on planes, okay? I've flown to the UK. I've flown to Canada. I've done shows there, okay, honey? So I don't do cruises. So you take your Royal Caribbean membership and you go over there, honey. I don't do cruises. They're nasty. And in the COVID era, it's not healthy. But anyway, moving forward, K Hoops. So, Jussie Smollett is on trial, and allegedly they're saying it's a hoax. He lied about getting beat up outside of Subway at 2 o'clock in the morning in the middle of a polar vortex, and all of this shit. And you know, I'm defending them at first. When Dave Chappelle calling them Juicy Smoothie and shit, I'm like, that's fucked up. You can't be doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they doing juicy terrible. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I felt bad because I really started calling them Juicy Smoothie. You know what I'm saying? I felt bad. And I'm like, you know, what is that? Okay? And come to find out, you know, it came out that it was a lie. So fast forward, they on trial. Child, he testified yesterday. And it was busy. As my girl Erica say, my sis, we ever say it was busy. It was busy. So he talks about how, you know, the 2 guys that helped him pull the shit off, that basically outed him and told him that, you know, they helped him put the shit together. Come to find out, he had one of them, they was hooking up to do drugs and cocaine and doing all kinds of unsavory things. I ain't gonna say it on a live, look it up, you know. But they was feeling themselves, literally, okay, up in a hotel room, doing all kinds of white china and all kinds of unsavory things, okay? But this is not a surprise, okay? This is not a surprise. What's the surprise is that he dragged Don Lemon in it. Damn! He dragged Don Lemon in it. Don was minding his business. So allegedly, according to Jussie's, you know, testimony, the reason why he wouldn't hand over his phone right away is because Don Lemon said, look, bitch, because, you know, they got on the LGBTQIA, the Butch Queen Network, bitch. They said, Don was like, oh, shit, let me look out for my sis. Bam, 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 bam. Hello? Yeah, Juicy. Yeah, dude, bitch. They don't believe you, sis. You figure it out, sis. They don't believe you. So Don looking out. He just gave him a call. He hung up. He like, wham, bam, Chappelle. Delete my number after this. You don't know me. Okay? And so in court, now first of all, you didn't even have to say in the testimony that the reason why you didn't give the phone was because Don Lemon gave you the heads up. You didn't even have to say that. did not have to say that. Don was minding his business. He was giving you a heads up. He was giving you a solid, doing you a solid, and you're going to drag him in court. Now, what Don did is not illegal. I don't really even think it's unethical, because Don telling them that people don't believe you, the police don't believe you, that was widespread internet theory anyway. Like, everybody was saying something's off with this story. So what Don did isn't illegal, and I don't even think it's unethical. But it is messy that you brought him up in the court testimony. So Don got some backlash, right? You know, Don already dodged a bullet with that sexual assault allegation in the Hamptons. But Don, you know, got some backlash, and he got called to the carpet because last night on his show, he was discussing the Jussie Smollett trial. But because Don didn't bring up the fact that Jussie said in his testimony that the reason that he didn't give the police his phone right away was because he got a heads up from Don Lemon that police didn't believe his story. Now they're saying, Don, you compromised. Why you ain't bring up your role? Okay? So they got mad. Don didn't say that he didn't say that. Let's be clear here. Don did not go on air, or he has not made any statement saying that Jussie's lying, that he didn't text Jussie Smollett. Don just fucking paying it. He paying it. He acting like the shit don't exist to him. He not even acknowledging the shit. Okay? So, you know, he paying it. You know, and that's crazy. So now Don caught up in the rapture of love. And this is like CNN at this point. We're going to have a whole new it's just going to be Anderson Cooper left. Anderson, the only one, knock on wood, because I hope don't nothing come out about him. He the only one that can keep his nose clean. He the only one that can keep his nose clean. And I'm knocking on wood because Anderson is friends with Andy Cohen. So that you don't know what the hell is going to happen with that. I mean, birds of a feather, bitch. That's all I'm saying. Okay? So we don't know. So I'm going to just hold my breath for Anderson right now because shit is not looking good for them. But I just think the whole thing is crazy and it's just so much going on. And now even with Chris Cuomo, I forgot to mention this, he has a sexual harassment allegation against him, which word on the street is that's why CNN finally pulled the trigger. But when I went to research what the actual harassment allegation was, you can't find anything. So it's like they saying they have this allegation that somebody came forward and she got a lawyer, but the allegation, like, we don't know what the allegation is, like what actually happened, what actually transpired. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on there with that whole piece. All I know is that it's getting kind of hectic. Shit is getting real, and I don't know what to do next. I don't know where we're going, but this whole facade of American greatness, American, morals and ethics and codes is dead. And as people, we got a long way to go to get that back. If we ever get it back. Okay? I don't know if we'll ever get that back. And it's sad to see. It's really, really, really sad to see. We're seeing things on television and in media that is just unprecedented. The way that things are handled, the way it's way more raw. In some ways bad, in some ways good. Case in point today, I want to send my love, not that it matters, I ain't nobody, and my support to Nick Cannon, because if you can go on YouTube and watch it, but his baby son died on Sunday. And I thought that he had brain cancer. And he was on his show, And he basically talked about it, and he revealed on the show that his son died on Sunday, and he's doing the show on Tuesday. And I just think that is, like, wow. Wow. Like, and he cried several times. He broke down several times in making the announcement. And I'm just like, part of me was like, okay, he's doing the show. He's being vulnerable to his viewers and using his time to help someone else that may be going through something like that as well. But also part of me was like, damn, like, are we so, and I'm saying this as people who either work in entertainment, a career in entertainment, or, you know, celebrity, pundits, whatever it is that you're doing. We so dialed into our spots and work that we can't take time. I feel like we live in a time where we're scared to let people miss us. Because we're scared if they miss us. Not saying that this is necessarily the case with Nick Cannon, because that man's going through a lot. In no means am I trying to do anything to slander him at all. But it made me think about in other cases, like when I read Wendy Williams' first book, she said she always used to say she was terrified of taking off. She never takes off because if she takes off, it's going to be over or someone's going to take her spot. And I just feel like social media, the 24-hour news cycle has put us in a place where we're scared to let people miss us. We're scared that if we're not in people's faces 24 hours a day or every day, that we're not going to be successful. Okay, somebody was calling. That we're not going to be successful. We're scared that if we don't have a piece of content out every week, every day. And I think about that even with these cabinet meetings and Secretary of Shade. I have to live my life. You know, I have to create opportunities outside of me talking into my camera in my living room. I have to figure it out. I have to constantly grow. I would like a family one day, and I have to support that family or be in position to support that family, right? So I feel like everybody is so scared to take time off. They're so scared to be out of the spotlight. They're so scared to not be present because they think they're going to miss something. They think that people are going to forget them. And I had to check myself because I don't want to live my life that way. I just don't. I don't want to live my life so consumed with thinking people are going to forget me that I am not living. And I'm not experiencing things. You know? So that's all I have for that. But with that being said, you know, I always preach. You know, even when I don't mean to, but I feel like a strong word is necessary. That's what I do. I want to leave you with something to think about and something to take home and make you feel whole. Okay? And that's just me. That's on my heart. You know, I'm not a perfect human being. I'm shady as hell, but I mean well. With that being said, we're going to call it a day for this evening because I need to watch this Facts of Life in Different Strokes live episode that they redo. You know, they redo an old episode every year. I want to watch this one. You can follow me online at Dapper Dan Midas. If you want to support, you can Venmo or Cash App, Dapper Dan Midas. It's all the same thing. Subscribe to the YouTube, youtube.com/Secretary of Shade. I will be making a very, very big announcement on Friday that I'm supremely proud of, and I can't wait to share the news with you guys. With that being said, I hope you have a great evening, a great holiday, and be blessed and stay encouraged. Peace out.